So I heard this track.
Perception that a got beholder personally specific. Inception is during closer sucks to be the victim.
And I was like, I never like frog basses, but this is... and this is my remake. So there are two things that really makes this sound. And the first is the sub. So as you can see, it's not a regular sub, it's not just a sine wave. And we have these weird little overtones, and I have two ideas how to recreate them. The first one is FM. It is not the best, let me show you why. So we have this nice little sine wave, and if I start to add a little FM to it, we hear some nice growly kind of texture. But it's definitely not what I see in this waveform. I can fix this by doubling the frequency of the modulator, and right now, it is a little closer, but as you can see, it just kills the sub. Even if I don't use FM, just regular additive synthesis, again, it's not the goal what I'm looking for. So instead, just take a sine wave, and in the effects, let's add the distortion, choose the sine fold. This is still not the one I'm looking for, but if I pull back the mix, so I'm adding back the pure sine wave. So by using the sine fold, I'm adding the necessary higher overtones, and with the mix, I'm dialing back the original sub, the basic harmonic. And also with the low pass filter, I'm focusing only on the harmonics that I really need. Okay, so we got the sub, but what about the frog itself? It's kind of weird, it can be anything, but this thing definitely uses the asymmetric minus or plus warping mode. And because this one is a very nice and evil frog, I'm sure that it involves some phaser too. So as I told you previously, I took the sub and I affected in boss 1, as you can see. But the main frog sounds like this without any effect. So first, as I told you before, let's use the asymmetric plus warping mode. I crank this up to about 75%. A lot more crackier. And also we need some high pass filtering, because when I start adding distortion, compressor and any other effects, the whole thing just got too much mid-range mud. Now the main frog goes into filter 1 when I use a ring modulator to make it even more cracky, and it'll drive in filter 2 that goes into bus 2. So the sub goes into bus 1 and the frog goes into bus 2, and then I process them together in the main lane here in the effects. So bus 1 is for sub, bus 2 is for the frog, and in the main I'm not using anything basically. Now I pull back the frog by -3 semitones to make it even crackier. And right now we need a huge amount of distortion and then some compressor to get back the frog. And if I pull back the high pass filtering, as you can hear, it's just too muddy. The high pass filter cleans it up. Okay, we will need a phaser to make it deeper. Don't forget that in the distortion I'm using this band pass filter to make it froggier. The convolver. And again, this is another step to make it deeper. And after that, an equalizer to boost the vocal lead tone basically. And then some reverb. And now all together with the sub. After Serum, I'm using Pro Q to shape the sound as close as possible to the original. But basically, it's just a cut on the mid. Okay, if we go forward in the track, we have this nice little womp sound. And this is the same frog but 1 octave higher. But it just doesn't sound good. So I created this rack where with an extra band pass filter and a pedal and an EQ and a saturator. If you are curious how I make the rest of the sounds, grab this project from my Patreon below.